Hello, dear students. In this video, I wish to give the complete analysis of brass. Complete analysis of brass. In the previous video, we discussed about introduction to analysis of brass. Okay, right. What is brass? Brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. Before going to any analysis, we need to go through 4 stages. First one is sampling, another one is dissolution, next separation of constituents, fourth stage is determination of particular constituent which is present in it. Okay. So first, what is the sampling of brass? Sampling. First stage is sampling. So sampling means collection of the brass sample. Collection of the brass sample. Okay. Generally, it is done by drilling the holes. Drilling the holes into a representative ingot. Representative ingot means the brass which is present in large quantity. Okay, then all the material is, so let it be a lot of brass. So by drilling holes, collect the sample. Okay, then collect it. So this is the sample from different places of this total brass. Okay, then by using coning and quartering method, after grinding and by coning and quartering method, we need to prepare the sample. Okay, store it in a container for the analysis. Okay, which is used for the analysis. Okay, next stage is dissolution. In the previous video, we discussed about the composition of brass. So that is the reason why I do not wanted to discuss here once again. Okay, right. Next, okay, dissolution. How can you dissolve the brass sample or dissolution? Okay, right. How can you dissolve? Take 2 gram of brass sample which is collected from the lot, then add concentrated HNO3. Okay, then boil for few minutes, so that what happens, there is a liberation of nitrate fumes, okay, in brown color. Next, put it in a water bath and digest for 30 minutes. Put it in a water bath and digest for 30 minutes, okay, for the complete dissolution of the brass sample, okay, right. After that, what should you do? Okay, there is a production of the brass sample solution. Then this is the brass sample solution. Obtain the brass sample solution. So dissolution completed. Okay, after that, this is the first step. Sampling is the first step or first stage in analysis, and second stage is dissolution. It is also over. Next, we need to go for third stage. What is the third stage? Separation of constituents. Third stage, what is that? Separation of constituents. Okay, which are present in brass sample solution. Okay, we know very well. So what is the composition of brass? Generally, what are the constituents percentages? Copper, its percentage is 50 to 90. Zinc 20 to 40. Tin 0 to 6%. Iron it is 0 to 3%. Next, lead, it is 0 to 1 or 2%. Okay, right. This is the composition of brass. Okay, so for the complete analysis of brass, so separation of constituents. What is the order to determine the different constituents which are present in brass? Let us discuss now. Generally, first one is first constituents to be determined, or first constituent separated is tin according to order. Second constituent to be separated, or which is separated in separation of constituents, is 2. Okay, and the third constituent which is separated is copper. It is copper. And the fourth constituent which is separated is iron. And the last constituent which is separated is zinc. Okay, try to understand. So this is the order to analyze the brass sample. First constituent to be determined, tin. Next, lead. Next, copper. Next, iron. Last one is zinc. This is the order to analyze the brass sample for the complete analysis of brass sample solution. Okay, right. First of all, let us discuss the separation of constituents. Okay, generally the brass sample solution is heated to precipitate tin as SnO2 NH2O. Okay, if you completely heat the brass sample solution, what happens? Then you can observe the tin precipitated as SnO2 NH2O. Okay, so this is the first constituent separated out in the separation of constituents. ఓకే, అర్థమవుతుంది అనుకుంటున్నాను మీకు. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ కాన్స్టిట్యూయెంట్ ఏమైంది? టిన్ అనేది సెపరేట్ అయ్యింది యాజ్ ఓకే స్టానిక్ ఆక్సైడ్. ఓకే, SnO2. ఓకే, this precipitate contain the SnO2. If generally in solution form remaining constituents are there. In solution form remaining constituents are there. Remaining constituents, what are they? Remaining after separation of tin, remaining are there. Copper, zinc, iron, lead are there in solution form. Okay, right. So after that this precipitate is separated as SnO2. Okay, then weigh it as SnO2. Okay, right. Next, the filtrate obtained after separation of the precipitate, the filtrate obtained is evaporated by adding excess of H2SO4. By adding for this filtrate, add excess of H2SO4 solution. Okay, then evaporate. Then what happens in evaporation process? The oxides of nitrogen like nitrogen oxide, nitrogen dioxide, etc. So NOx, oxides of nitrogen, they will be expelled as brown fumes. Okay, right. Then sulfur oxides, they expelled as white dense fumes. అంటే బ్రౌన్ కలర్ ఫ్యూమ్స్ కొన్ని, అలాగే వైట్ కలర్ ఫ్యూమ్స్ బయటకు వెళ్ళిపోతాయి. ఆఫ్టర్ ఎడిషన్ ఆఫ్ సల్ఫ్యూరిక్ యాసిడ్ బై evaporation, nitrogen oxides will be separated and sulfur oxides also separated. Okay, then the solution is diluted with water. After separation of NOx and SO3, the solution is diluted with water. Then if any insoluble lead sulfate, it is precipitated as lead sulfate is precipitated because after the addition of H2SO4, the lead which is present in the solution state is precipitated as lead sulfate. Okay, then from this, by weighing, drying and weighing, you can calculate the percentage of lead. Okay, this is the complete analysis process. అంటే ఇది ఎలా చేస్తాం అనేది నెక్స్ట్, అంటే ఆర్డర్ మనం డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఒక్కొక్కటి ఎలా డిటర్మైన్ చేస్తామో నెక్స్ట్ మనం డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. ఓకేనా, రైట్. సో ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ సెపరేషన్ ఆఫ్ టిన్, నెక్స్ట్ సెపరేషన్ ఆఫ్ lead as lead sulfate. Okay, then the filtrate contains remaining three. What are they? Copper, tin and iron. Okay, copper, tin and iron. Then the filtrate and washings obtained from lead sulfate contains copper, iron and zinc. Copper, iron and zinc. Okay. Next step. From the solution, copper can be determined. From the solution, copper can be determined. Which solution? After separation of the lead sulfate. From the solution, copper can be determined by using copper can be determined by using ammonium thiocyanate. After the addition of ammonium thiocyanate, what happens? This ammonium thiocyanate can precipitate copper as cuprous thiocyanate. Okay, then cuprous thiocyanate is precipitated and weighed as cuprous thiocyanate. Then you can calculate the percentage of copper. Okay, separation of copper over. Remaining, what are they? Zinc and iron are there in the solution form. Okay, then determination of iron. So after that, take the filtrate after the separation of cuprous thiocyanate. Okay, then what should you do? You need to add bromine water. As you know, bromine is powerful oxidizing agent, so that the entire iron which is present in the solution state is converted to iron 3. Then after the addition of ammonium hydroxide, then it can be precipitated as ferric hydroxide, which is precipitated out. Then after that, you need to filter it. Okay, then percentage of iron can be calculated. So separation of iron done, and you need to weigh it as Fe2O3. Then percentage of iron can be calculated. So after conversion of ferric hydroxide into ferric oxide, then percentage of iron can be calculated. Okay, last one is the filtrate contains only zinc. Then by the addition of ammonium phosphate, then it can produce zinc ammonium phosphate. Okay, then which is precipitated out as zinc ammonium phosphate and ignite it. Then after ignition, what happens? Zinc ammonium phosphate can be converted into zinc pyrophosphate, that is Zn2P2O7. Then at 900 degrees Celsius temperature, ignition can be converted. After ignition, the zinc ammonium phosphate can be converted into zinc pyrophosphate. Then dry it, weigh it, and calculate the percentage of zinc. So this is the way to separate the different constituents which are present in brass sample. So first of all, what should you do? Take the brass sample solution, then heat it, then tin can be precipitated as oxide. Solution contains copper, zinc, iron and lead. Next, second step, add H2SO4 solution, then evaporate. Nitrogen and sulfur gases, sulfur oxides can be eliminated or separated, okay, as brown fumes and white dense fumes. Then lead sulfate is precipitated. Then filter it and calculate the, after filtering process, weigh the precipitate, then calculate the percentage of lead. Okay, next, copper, zinc and iron are there in the solution form. Then after the addition of ammonium thiocyanate, then copper can be precipitated as cuprous thiocyanate. Okay, filter the precipitate, dry it and weigh it and calculate the copper as percentage of copper. Okay. Next, the filtrate contains only zinc and iron. Then after the addition of bromine water, as bromine water is most powerful oxidizing agent, then what happens? Iron 2 can be converted into iron 3. Okay. Then after that, addition of ammonium hydroxide, double precipitation. Okay. By the addition of ammonium hydroxide, then iron 3 can be converted into ferric hydroxide precipitate. Then ignite it to convert ferric hydroxide into ferric oxide. Then dry it and weigh it. Okay. Then percentage of iron can be calculated. And last one is, after separation of copper, iron, lead and tin, okay, add ammonium phosphate solution to the filtrate. Then zinc can be precipitated as zinc ammonium phosphate. Then ignition of zinc ammonium phosphate can produce zinc pyrophosphate. Then calculate the percentage of zinc. So this is the way to separate the different constituents which are present in brass sample.